Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Dab, for making the time for us. I'm still upset the fact that we couldn't do it through this platform, but it happens, and we just kind of have to adjust. And you know, so I wanted to jump back in here just to go about maybe like 30 minutes. I am gonna have to log off about 6:45. We got some stuff going on. Um, but I wanted to show some of you guys, and to that one person who just joined, can you let me know if you can hear me or see me? He just logged off. That's usually how it goes. Um, yeah, if anybody, can you hear me? Anybody can kind of just let me know so that way I can start rambling my what I wanted to do. And honestly, like I said, this is just to provide a little bit more awareness. The different channels that are out there that are putting in the work. Um, and Dab from UK, from London specifically, West London, he was kind enough to stay up really late since it's 1 in the morning, and I I got nothing but appreciation for somebody who's willing to do that. And so he said that he would be more than glad to have me on his show. But I really, you guys know me. There's really nothing special about me. But hell yeah, if any way, shape, or form I can help out, I definitely want to be able to do that for him and for anybody else out there. Actually, so if some of you guys that have YouTube channels that want to go live or IG live, and just shoot me an invite and we can have a nice little chat. So to the three of you that logged in, can you guys let me know if you guys can hear me? I would appreciate it. And then if any of you want to jump in to go live with me, here it is. Let me see. That's the actual invite. Um, so let me see. Can you guys hear me? That's the question. I hear you. Cool, Frankie. Thank you so much, Barragan. So thank you so much. So like, I guess you guys can hear me. So what I wanted to do, I'm gonna share my screen so that way I can show you guys the individual that we interviewed today by the name of Dab. Um, so cool that he was just able to, let me minimize my screen. Let's do the other one around. Let's do this one like this, and let's do it like this. So his YouTube channel is called MIMS, MIMMS, Honda Day. And so, like I said, he is the organizer of the biggest Honda event in the UK. He also mentioned some parts of Europe. And this is his latest. I'll leave the volume. Hopefully, it doesn't bother a lot of people. This is his. So I'm not sure you guys can hear it, but it's pretty much spotlight. And so he's going to be interviewing, getting to know the story of different builders. And he started with the EK9 because why not, right? That's probably one of the most popular chassis. And obviously, it's a K20 ITB setup. And so hopefully you guys can hear the video. It's insane clean, how clean that setup is. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. So, like I mentioned, there's a lot of dudes out there doing amazing stuff, and so he, Dab just started again. This is his YouTube channel. He just started the spotlights, and so they're a little bit similar to the interviews that we do in Automotive Anatomy, but with talent. He knows how to edit. I don't know how to edit, so obviously it's talking about the story, it's talking about the car, the modification that it has, and kind of just going about the history of the cars. And obviously, as you guys can tell, the editing and the cinematography is it's on point. And so that's one of the latest projects that he's working on. Other stuff that he posts is on his actual personal project, which he shared that it was one of I want to say Jordan's 500 ever made out there. And he has one of them, and he has had it for a while. And so he did a little walk around IG Live. Let's see if in this video he does. He goes and does he shows us, this car has been completely stripped, and he made a point to say about twice, this whole entire car is getting redone. That means everything, nut, bolt, rubbers, everything is getting redone in this car. And one thing that he mentioned that I really love was, there's no timeline, so there's not like I'm trying to rush to get it done before X amount of events or this day. And he just believes that there's no reason why he should be rushing it when he's really looking for quality. And at that, we know we can appreciate that, because not a lot of us, especially myself, have the patience to be able to do that. And so big props to Dab for doing that. He on IG Live, he did mention the different modifications and the setups that he's going to be going with. What's up, Rob? Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I want to share with you guys, especially you guys who watch the YouTube world. I want to just say thank you, because all of you who tune into these live streams, not saying anything negative about the other subscribers, but let's be honest, I feel like they're more of if a video or interview comes up that I really into, that I'm gonna go watch it, and then I'm gonna jump out. And for the people that really do the live streams, or you guys really tune into most of the videos, Honda or non-Honda, that means that you are really the ones that are kind of really appreciating the car scene and really tuning to support. And so that's why I really wanted to show you guys a little bit of what Dav is doing out there in the UK. It blows my mind that there's we are so unaware of how big of a community there is, not just Honda, but just car in general in other parts of the world, and we're sometimes secluded. And so a lot of the things that I must admit I take for granted, the number of events here in Southern California, because some of you guys in wherever, you guys let me know, like, man, I wish the car scene was like that, or I really appreciate the car meets that you go to, because it's so different. I can go to a meet all pure Hondas, and then the next meet it was Porsches and classics. And so yeah, I I definitely I take that for granted at times. And so I really want to just say to you guys, I really appreciate you guys always tuning in. And let's see, and hopefully we can get his subscriber count a lit up again. He's been interviewing quite a bit of builders out here in the West Coast. And so if you guys go to his main page on Instagram, which is this one, you guys get to see some of the different upcoming events. Like, he has book track time, so he's gonna have another event. I believe there's gonna be a little bit of track time involved. Like I said, he does interviews and he knows what to ask, and he's a very good listener. So yeah, Mike G, our buddy, who has helped us out with a lot of interviews, he had him, and so he's definitely a well-rounded dude. Very, very knowledgeable when it comes to Honda specifically. And so it just takes 2 seconds just to go and check it out. And like I said, maybe you guys enjoy or don't enjoy his content. At least you guys are aware that there's somebody out there trying to do something. And for that, I think it's worth sharing with you guys. The older you get, the less patience you have. Yes, that is true, Mr. Rob. But part of the problem is that I'm young, and I lack patience to begin with. I definitely need to learn how to have patience and to build the proper way. Speaking of which, Jackie has been giving me a few, not issues, but it's she's on her last leg. I feel the motor kind of like so I'm definitely thinking about doing a 5-speed swap this upcoming months. I still need to pick up another daily since we got rid of my old daily. And I don't know. I just, speaking of patience, I mentioned to you guys that I am planning on getting like some type of German bucket, but I'm not sure. It's just about timing. If a TSX comes up, and maybe I'll jump on that, and I'll be able to start with with a new project slash daily. No, I haven't watched that video. It came out up on my feed. I wanted to watch it, but I got sidetracked. I had a a job interview, and so when I saw it, it was time for me to get going. And but no, I definitely am gonna be checking it out. I love barn finds. I love the idea that there's a garage out there that has so many awesome builds, and just for somebody to discover them. And I hope they actually discover them and they actually use them, and they drive them the way they're supposed to be driven instead of just sitting, um, or they destroy them. They take them out of the barn and then they just kind of use it for a show, and then from there they get rid of it. And it's almost like that's a bummer, man. They were better off at the barn at the barn instead of just getting used for a show and then getting rid of. But no, I'll definitely be watching that, Rob. I really appreciate it. GSR underscore Savage. I really enjoy your videos, dude. Thank you, man. They're not my videos, honestly. It's pretty much the builders. The builders are the ones that make the stories and the builds amazing. I mean, just I'm it's crazy to me that it's crazy to me that people tune in to watch different videos. Look at all my three live streams there, all fails right there. We do have one coming up, another Civic Si, but it's crazy to me that people are here to watch uh, the videos that I've created. They're definitely by far not the most talented, but like I said, the stories are the ones that make the channel. And you guys who will tune in, um, if live stream is not your thing, I get it. I I know that you guys have a lot of other stuff going on, but um, this EG documentary, it has 11,000 views in about 3 days, and so I don't take that for granted. Um, it took me a long time to get it done, and I really appreciate Rudy and Mike and Jerry's time, um, because obviously it's taking time from things that they can be doing, whether it's fun or whatever the case may be. And and for me, it's just a thank you to all of you that have allowed me to continue to make videos. And the reason why I say that is because it's huge. It's huge when you guys leave a positive comment. I mean, like I said, I've gone to to recognize some of you guys' usernames, uh, because for the past year and a half, 2 years, you guys constantly keep positive comments. It's quite I'm quite impressed with the community that we're building here in on automotive anatomy, because you see all these other channels, especially the bigger channels, it's mostly like negativity, and it's like, nah, man, that's not what we're trying to do, at least not in our end. And I think it shows that you guys really appreciate the stories. So I appreciate you for tuning in. um, like I said, there's nothing special about me. I'm just a guy that wants to hear different stories. I don't even really build myself anything very special. um, but it's really just fun for me. 23K subs, but only 5 watching. You know what, Rob? That's the way it goes, man. I'm just shocked at two different things. One, that we have 23K subs, and two, that 5 people are watching. Um, let's be honest. We all sub to different things for different reasons, and the fact that you guys tune in, you guys can all log out, and I'll still be talking to myself, and let it be. I'm just thankful for those five that are watching, and I'm also thankful for the 23,000 that have subscribed at one point or another. I don't really try to focus so much on, I can't wait to have 50,000 or things like that, because you're not appreciating the people that are tuning in at this very moment. When we do giveaways, like if I decide to do a giveaway, it won't be, when we reach 25. No, no, let's give a giveaway when you feel like giving back to the number of people that already have subscribed to you, and not wait for these other ones that, one, are not aware of you, or two, they're aware of you, but they just don't want to support. There's a lot of people I know. I'm sure they watch the videos back and forth, and they're just like, yeah, I'm not gonna sub to this guy. Young Stag to work on Jackie. That's a no, man. That guy lives far. It's like 6 hour drive, man. Jackie would not make it. But no, I think my homeboy Mata Automotive, he does some amazing work. I'll take you to his Instagram. Oh, I messed up. I didn't do the. Very good. So, what's cool about learning about different stories and different people, you start learning about different talents. And so, one of the talented individuals that I have been able to interview is CB7 Mata on Instagram. And the dude has some awesome cars. He just picked this one up, Rob. I'm sure you would like it. CRX with only 48,000 miles, some stupid number like that. I don't remember, 48 or 60,000 miles. Um, but he also obviously does a lot of work. Um, Engine bay, he does the painting, he does suspension, he does engine compartment, uh, all this. That's him at his shop. That's all him. It's insane. The dude knows his stuff, and so we've talked about it. I think definitely we will definitely when the time is right. I think I will be taking it to him. Um, Super cool dude. He knows what he's doing. This was the Prelude in the backyard that he built. Everything he stripped it, and that one looks like this now. Super clean, and that was all for my backyard build. And so I think he would be the person to do like a 5 speed swap. I don't know if I still. I don't think right now is the right time to go like K swap or whatever the case may be. But um, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not in a huge rush to do all of that. Um, but once Jackie kind of starts going away, then fading, like her energy's not there. Then yeah, definitely. The recent Acura Legend was so nice. It was, and it is. Rob is crazy, man. He looks way younger than how old he is. And when he told me his age, I was like, "What?" I'm like 15 years younger than you, and I look older than you. And so, with that said, that was one of the most clean platforms. A lot of people obviously will have an issue that is automatic. I don't personally have an issue. Um, and no, I don't believe that everything has to be manual. Is it more fun? I do believe that it's more fun to have a manual car, but then, you know, um, you have these amazing, wonderful platforms that are super clean that they're automatic and it just works. The karmic videos. I don't know what the karmic videos. I really enjoy because I've been stuck in the house for 6 months. Uh, yeah, man, that's been the story for a lot of different people. I hope wherever you're located, hopefully you're doing good, you're healthy, and hopefully you can get back to work and go back to some type of the car meets, some type of normality. Yeah, man, we stopped doing some car meets here for a while, and so now we're definitely trying to reach out and trying to maintain social distancing and make sure that it's safe for everybody. So that way, we can continue going to the car meets, and it's been shown that the car meets have grown because. Man, they're just packed. The E the EG documentary was fire. I watched the whole thing. Well, I appreciate you for watching the whole thing, man. Yeah, I try not to make it more than 45 minutes to an hour long, just because let's be honest, we all have to do, and plus the editing part of it, it's quite a little bit more challenging. But definitely, man, I appreciate. I try to include as much of the builder's history, story, because other than that, then what is there to do? I mean, but then it becomes an issue of editing, and it just becomes this challenging way of like, oh shit, what did I leave off at the other story? How can we tie it in so it's not super just out of order? So I really appreciate that, man. Manuel Perez, I love what you do, my man. Question: I'm 17 and just bought myself a fifth gen Prelude. Any tips for youngster who just, um, yeah, man, sell it and get an Accord. Just kidding. No, man. Prelude's cool. Prelude's cool. I like it. From what I've heard, the aftermarket support is like, it's in the middle. There's parts, but just know that you're gonna be uh, spending a nickel to find those authentic parts, especially if you want authentic. But if not, you can go with some reps. Um, we have interviewed a few uh, preludes here on the channel, and all I can tell you is the community seems to be very tight knit. Since it's smaller, they seem to be really willing to help out, and that's something that you really want in a car community. They can look super clean, so no, man, take your time. That's what I would say. Tips would be: take your time, buy quality parts. Don't be like me. I rushed through buying different things like suspension, and it comes back to hunt you. The same thing with wheels. I bought reps when I first started, and not knowing that you can just wait a couple more months and then you do your research, and there's definitely a lot of good deals out there, especially with social media now. There's a lot of different places where you can find some wheels at a reasonable price that are very they're good looking wheels, whatever fits your budget. Part of it is the energy you give off. All good, man. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo that makes stupid jokes, and I love to laugh, man. I really I'm a true believer that it's either half empty or half full cup, the way you want to see it. And we're all dealing with BS. Don't let that stop you from doing something. Don't let it stop you from trying something new. I mean, I've done so many things that have flopped, and I give two shits what people think. You just gotta keep going, man. You're never gonna keep anybody happy, and that should never be one of the reasons why you do things. Just be true to yourself, and everything else, then like I mentioned, then it works. That's why the community that we're building here, Automotive Anatomy, is growing in a very positive way, because I feel like that's exactly what they're getting, the energy. I'm not trying to be out there, be a dick to everybody, and be like I'm a smart ass and I know everything, because I really don't. And one thing that I always I preach to myself, and I've been thinking a lot about, is I'm never going to put anybody who comes into my channel, whether they're helping me with the interview or you guys commenting, I'm never going to put you guys in a negative position, or make you guys feel uncomfortable just for me to give views. And I see that a lot of people are willing to sacrifice the experience to get more exposure, and the people that are providing these exposure, they're almost waiting for that person to say something negative, or what would be the right word, shocking, so then their views go up, and they'll even take that little clip out and they make a video by itself, so that way they can get more views. It's creating drama, and to me, that's one, disrespectful, two, not professional, and I think that's a disservice to the people who are helping you tune into your channels or things like that. um I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I think, like I told you guys, I already reached my goal, which was to get to know a whole bunch of different awesome builders. So everything from now on, to be honest with you, it's just getting to more people. But I already accomplished my mission, which is every time I go to a car meet or a car event, I am able to say hi to a whole bunch of different people. And obviously via online, I'm able to see a whole bunch of people just comment, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, man. Super red color. Plus, when he showed me the mile, he sent me a picture of the miles. He's like, "Hey, I might be picking this up," because he loves picking cars up with low mileage. And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" And so he has it. That's his daily right now. Um, he's been enjoying it. CRX, my dream car. I love CRXs too, man. I can't disagree with that one. I really like them. Since 2004, Rob. Shit, you got rid of the E30, huh? That for that one. That's cool. Unfortunately, the HF version, homie. There's nothing unfortunate about it. It was a CRX. Let's appreciate what it was. Oh, we're still on? No, Rafa. We did the IG live, and I wanted to come and share his YouTube page. So, for those who may be tuning in late, I'll do it again, because I really think that, um, Dav is doing such an amazing work when it comes to providing you guys with a glance look from the things that he's doing out there in the UK. And one of the things that I really tune in for. So obviously he has like Mims Day from 2014. So let's check that one out. And then he just uploaded today one uh, footage from 2011. Now it sounds weird, but I personally enjoyed it, because it's like, it kind of takes you back in time, like the way the cars were modified back then. I like that. I like to see that. Somebody back then, that was a style. Now maybe it was a phase. Now it went out of style. But like, for instance, this one apparently is from 2014, and car looks still really clean. I love the fact that people are there cleaning their cars, making sure that it's presentable. We take a lot of pride, just because they're Hondas, don't ever think that we don't take pride and that it's not built appropriately. And so this is cool to see that this is what's going on in the other side of the world. And so that's the reason why I wanted to do it through YouTube. But in models, you gotta be flexible when it happens. And so it's cool to see that he's been, sitting on this footage for a while until now he's kind of start putting a little bit more of emphasis on the whole YouTube thing. Oh yeah, my bad, Rafa. You're right. You're right. Maintenance, maintenance. To that 17-year-old who just picked up a Prelude, maintenance, 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 maintenance. Always maintenance. But between a tune-up and coilovers, go with the coilovers. The tune-up can wait. I'm kidding. It's maintenance all the time. What is your advice on approaching people to interview? You force it upon them. You say you're gonna help me out even if you don't want to. Ah, man, that's a good question, man. Can she? Well, it's very simple. Get ready to get rejected a lot. Get ready to be ignored. Um, and get ready to step out of your comfort zone and take opportunities. What do I mean by that? To this day, I still have a very hard time finding people to interview. There's been many times where my message is seen, but it doesn't, they don't respond. And it's like, oh, well, thanks, at least say it, I'm not interested. There's been many times where like, oh yeah, man, I would love to, but my car's not working. And then I go to an event that weekend since, we can meet up and I see that car on that weekend. And it's almost like, well, that's cool. I appreciate it. Um, so if you're looking to approach two people to interview, I'm just gonna say send messages out. There's always gonna be somebody out there who's gonna give you the shot. For me, um, funny story. For me, I technically did not lie to the Datsun guys, but I kind of did. I interviewed myself. You could say I did a walk around, and then I didn't have anybody to interview. And then I went to a local car meet the next day, and I went up to one of the guys. I'm like, hey, I have a YouTube channel where I interview people. Do you mind if I interview? He goes, yeah, no problem. I technically didn't lie. I had to interview myself. And from there, I had somebody like Miguel who tuned in earlier. He's now in dentistry school, but he had a course 87. He hit me up, like, hey, bro, because you're definitely going to find people who are going to be supportive. And so from there, I've been just kind of pushing, pushing, pushing. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that you guys don't get to see, where it's just me constantly just asking people. But you know what? It is what it is. There's a lot of people out there who are really, really going to help you. So don't get discouraged. That would be my advice to you. Whether it's interviewing for, I don't know, whatever you're trying to build. If you're trying to build more like a self growth and you want to interview these individuals, or do you want to just do shops, even interview eating places, things like that. Just be ready to have a little bit of rejection, and don't get discouraged by any means. And just be willing to learn. Be willing to learn. There's you guys see that I don't know much about cars, and there's a lot of stuff that I get wrong, and there's a lot of things that I do wrong, or the editing comes out wrong. Like today, the interview that I wanted to do via live didn't go according to plan, and it's okay. So that's what my advice would be. Just be ready to take on a challenge, even if you don't feel ready. And by that I mean, one of the best interviews that we've had on the channel is Philip Robles, EG White Body. And the way that one came about, I went to Sticky Diljo's, what is it, Pure Correct or something like that. I forgot the name of it. And I was going to interview somebody in a Civic. That was early in the channel. I was like, man, can I interview? Yeah, cool. But he's like, I have to go get my hat. I have to go get some stuff, and then I'll come back and I'll interview, and we'll do the interview. I was like, yeah, no problem. At the time I had my phone. I didn't have a GoPro. And I saw Philip's son moving the EG to the back where they were going to station, and they were going to start cleaning it. And I was like, F it, man. Let's do it. So I went up to the guy and I was like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. I would love to interview you in your build. And he's like, well, actually, it's my dad who really is known for the car, and he's the one who tracks it. If you want, you can interview him. And I was like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, sure. That's how that interview came about. And Mr. Phillip was cool enough to be like, yeah, let's talk about it. And so we did. And so I was really intimidated to ask him, but I did. And shit, now that's the second most viewed video in all of the channel. And it came from that moment of like, F it, man, you're never going to be ready. And I was super intimidated to be there with my selfie stick and the phone, because it's almost like, okay, really? Like, they've been interviewed by other big brands, and the car had already been shot by Super Street, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, and here I am with my little selfie stick, and then afterwards they started cleaning their car, and I'm doing my little shoot, and And then I went back. The guy was there with the Civic again, and then um, my phone was acting up, and so that's why that interview with the Civic, it wasn't the greatest, because my phone was acting up and it lost some memory, or et cetera, et cetera. But you have to do what you have to do, and so that's be ready to just be in uncomfortable situations, but it's part of the uh, growing pains, and it works out. You're doing something that's building something that is just your self growth, or as a community. If you look at Brick Trailer, you'll see the crazy high prices Clean EF, CRX are getting, Tegra Type R's, etc. Yeah, man, everything's going up in value now. Everything's going back in value. What once was just taking, whatever. Um, Now people are like, okay, these things are worth something, and so it's good if you have those cars. It's good, and it's good for, I guess, for the community, but it makes it a little bit more expensive to be able to own one. Seems all Japanese cars are getting the prices they deserve. The next muscle cars. Agreed, 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 agreed. Rafa, speaking to the 17-year-old, further advice, don't rush, and like Gus said, I really take your time, take a look at present and past builds to take upon. Yeah, for those who may not know, Rafa built a CD7, and we saw that build here on YouTube. Um, it's funny enough because this car was supposed to not look like this anymore. I've known Rafa for a while now through our forums, and so another thing that I would suggest to the 17-year-old who commented, look up on forums, man. There's a lot of cool old school stuff. Social media is cool and all, but there's a lot that you can learn from old school forums, and so that's one of the things that I've come across. I still use Honda Society. That's the core community that I don't know why the camera was super shaky that day. But Rafa is building this Accord CD7 coupe. He stayed single cam. He did a manual swap, and he completely is redoing everything, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, the car used to be black, if I'm not mistaken, and then he painted like this pearl purple. I don't know if that's the right term. And so obviously he's also building a old school caddy, and he kind of started building this one on the side, and that's his daily Odyssey with the H23, if I'm not mistaken. But it's about taking your time, man. Taking your time and building, and it it's just that's part of the whole journey. It's the fun part. Um, we're definitely hoping to be able to interview Rafa on that clean Accord CD7 as time comes. But he's taking his time. He's taking time to build it right, and so it's one of those things where it don't rush it. Don't rush it, especially if that's your only car. And take your time. Cars, you're 17 years old, man. I'm 29, and if I knew now what I know back then, I would save my money and I would buy the quality parts instead of rushing to just get whatever. Um, and that's kind of how I go about it. Do you tell them the questions before the interview? That's no. I mean, I tell them like, hey, we're just gonna have a conversation, and then if I see them getting stuck, then I kind of bail them out and then go from there. But for the most part, it's very just a normal conversation. I feel that if I write down these number of questions interview, it freezes people up. Like, okay, it now becomes an interview. Now I wanted more of a flow, or just conversation. It's very simple. Just tell me about how you're an expert in you, and so tell me how you started building a car. Tell me about blah, and people seem to have a easier time doing that as opposed to just being like, okay, I'm gonna get five questions that I'm gonna answer quick and to the point, and then I'm there like, I don't want to be answering. I don't want to be asking a robot questions. And so no, I think that the flowness of the interviews have been pretty good. But if you guys have any suggestions, then you guys definitely let me know. Hey, maybe you guys should, practice beforehand. I don't know. Positive criticism is always appreciated. You need the Chrome ad block extension for YouTube. I need a lot of things, sir. I need a lot of things. We're just trying to do this on we're just trying to do this on a budget, man. Then it gets super difficult. Alrighty. Would you want to check out my car while I'm working on it? On do a video is going to be a long process, so it's it's um it's going to take me a while to have it quote unquote finish. Have an Integra will be right hand drive with the case swap. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'll be down to it. I mean, just gotta let me know the best way for you to reach me. Just send me a DM and Automotive Anatomy, and yeah, I can make the time. And if you're not in the middle of the country, I get some DMs sometimes like, "Hey, bro, like I'll be down to interview whenever you're ready." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Where are you located?" Chicago. Like, I'm in Cali, dude. That's not gonna happen. But I definitely one of the goals that I have is to be able to interview people outside of Cali, and so San Francisco is on my list. New York is on my list. Chi-Town, Florida, all those different places are definitely on my list. So if you're nearby, definitely, man, we'll make it happen. Finite Clean 91 Prelude SI for the channel. I will definitely try, man. I'm trying. I'm trying to find as many clean cars uh, as I can. And so it's just a matter of timing. I go on a Honda, you know, Stream, and then I go on Chevy cars, and then I go, VW or Porsches, and so I'll definitely try to find one. Hopefully has a good story with that. Maybe interview Doug DeMuro. Okay, I would be down, but come on now, big channels don't pay attention to little ones, unless all nine of you now. It was 10 of you guys. All nine of you go and comment, hey, link up with Automotive Anatomy. They're gonna be like, who the hell's Automotive Anatomy? Nah. No, I'll be down. I'll be down. As a matter of fact, I should be hopefully connecting with some guy that has a pretty big YouTube following um, on his Eclipse, and that was thanks to Rudy who recommended. Um, and then let me see. Oh, you're in Fullerton. Hell yeah, man. Send me a DM, and then we can make that happen. Hell yeah. I appreciate that. Jay Leno interview. Yeah. As we're finishing up this live stream, because it was supposed to be 30 minutes, one of the biggest goals in this, and I know it will happen. One, I believe in the power of putting it out there and just having positive energies. I know it will happen. But speaking of that, one of the biggest, probably the biggest goals for the channel for me on a personal level is to have Jay Leno type of feel. In a perfect world, I would want to be able to have a warehouse where you guys come in, we interview, and we go on a test drive. I don't necessarily have to drive the car; somebody else can drive it, but somebody else does the editing, and then cool. Then I get to just chill. As of now, obviously, I'm a one-man band. I'm doing everything myself. I send out the DMs. I set up the times. We interview, beauty shots, edit, promote, repeat, repeat. But definitely, I would definitely want Automotive Anatomy to be able to have an HQ, grow as maybe as a clothing brand as well, and have those experiences where people can come in and have a car meet, Cars and Coffee Automotive Anatomy HQ. Like hell yeah, that would be pretty cool. So no, I keep my goals high, man. But one step at a time, and I definitely want to be able to be the Jay Leno stuff like that for everyday budget bills. Like I mentioned, you guys, if tomorrow by a miracle, somebody, by accident mentions my channel and we go viral and we have 1 million subs, I'm not gonna go and stop interviewing Hondas just because now we have a bigger following. That's not how we roll around here. But that would be definitely be the ultimate goal. What's up, LS300 project? What's good? What's good? Del Sol Santos Frank 13. Hello. Let me save your number. You're all putting your phone number on on blast here. Let me see. Dun dun dun. 5. All right, man. 704, 288. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Uh, Jody, great channel, bro. Keep up the good work. I really appreciate you, man. It's all because of you guys, man. Nothing special about me. You should know that. That would be amazing. Yeah, man. I imagine come out to Cali and just like we have Singer HQ and we have Jay Leno HQ, and I've been outside Magnus Walker's house twice, hoping that he comes out. He still hasn't come out. I'm a creeper whenever I'm in the arts district. I'm like, come on, man! I see the. I want to be able to have that. I already picture I have a sliding door, not necessarily a whole bunch of cars. I just want to have Jackie, and maybe a Porsche and a lowrider, and then everything else will be just space for us to be able to interview. Has COVID, the additional time has provided working from home help in scheduling times and messaging social media? It has and it hasn't. The reason why I say it has, there was when I was working from home, uh, I was able to definitely reach out to more people, but then it becomes when I get responses, like it's so much easier for people to say no thanks. And a lot of the responses that I've had was, it's because of COVID. I don't, I respect that. And a lot of it, it's definitely understandable because obviously health comes first, but then you see them at these different events, and it's like, I guess COVID doesn't apply when you go to Carmi. Um, but so it makes it easier for me to definitely to reach out, and it makes it easier for me to be more available. I suppose the area, so I was 2 hours away, and so most of the action happens in 2 hour, 20-minute proximity in Orange County, and so I was able to send out more DMs. But now I'm more accessible even during the week, and I've been able to I've been blessed to be able to interview a few people during the week. But at the same time, due to COVID, it's like people don't wanna expose themselves or just be out, and I completely understand that. I would definitely buy a Hachiroku. I would definitely. But just timing, man. Just timing. I wish. You get a million, don't forget the 10 people in here. Hell no, man. I'm a huge. Now there's 13, see? No. I've had this conversation with so many different people, especially the people that are building YouTube, when they're always like, oh, I'm at 256 subscribers. When we get to 270, then I'll do a giveaway. And I'm like, well, what about the 256 that are already sub to you? What about them, and I learned that very, very early, where I was, checking my subscriber count before I even reached 1,000, and I was like, "What are you doing? Just focus on what you're doing." That's why I always say link on bio on Instagram or whenever I'm, promoting the videos, but I don't ever say subscribe or don't subscribe. Like, for the end of the video all the time, because honestly, I think I'm a true believer that if you provide a good enough service, people will follow for different reasons. Like I said, maybe they don't care about Hondas, but they like me, or maybe they care about Hondas and they don't like me, but they'll still follow if you just provide that type of service. And nah, man, when we get to a mil or 100,000 or whatever, nah, Hondas for life. And I appreciate all of you guys who have tuned in, and there's a few of you guys that I remember just throughout this past 2 years who are always leaving positive comments. Other appreciated cars about the red Civic EF he showed. Yeah, because everybody thinks that Honda equals cheap, and so they just throw them. They use them like they were nothing, and so that's a problem. And now now they're coming back. Now all of a sudden they're cool. Some people are too cool. No, you're just not important in their world, and that's what I always say. Some people will, and then to the question to the gentleman, who I don't know if he logged out or not, but how do you do it to interview people? You get ready for rejection. You get that's part of the game, especially when you're trying to grow something. And it's just that you're not, maybe your platform is not big enough for them yet, and they're just waiting for somebody else to reach out to them, whatever the case may be, or maybe it's not their thing. Maybe it's just not their thing. So don't take it personally. What's up, Mike? I know that I think you're probably getting off from work right now, so hopefully you can catch the IG live we did with your buddy Dab. Um, Super cool guy, man. He did a little walk around the EK, and so I'm getting ready just to close this little session out. I really appreciate you guys for really, you know, just coming in and being super supportive. I mean, um, there's nothing special about me, like I mentioned, and yeah, the regular people we can all relate to. We're all budget building or cars, and that's to me that's a real important thing, that we can build with a family or with real bills. And so we just gotta, like you said, always stay humble and never forget your roots. That cannot be more true. So any plans to go to the bench shooting cars? Yes, I actually was gonna go to Fresno this past weekend and had a few people that were gonna be lined up, but unfortunately, some of their cars didn't work. Um, but I am trying to make it out to San Francisco. I have one person in mind already, and I already have the background in mind, and so that's gonna be a personal goal for me. And actually, now that you mentioned, I'm gonna DM him right now just to make sure that we can make that happen. So Chris B9696, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing whatever in the neck of your woods. And we're gonna definitely try to keep at it. What's gonna happen when you get a full time job? The channel will suffer. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I started a year and a half full time job, working 2 hours away from where I actually would do the interviews. That's why there was only 2 videos per week. That's why I couldn't even do a watch and talk, and I couldn't do a drive and talk because Jackie was out here, which is 2 hours away. The place where I was renting, I couldn't wash a car. Plus, the weather sucked. So yeah, that was part of that's the reason why it was 2 videos a week. I would interview two people, and sometimes they couldn't make it, whatever the case may be. They wouldn't respond to my messages, so I would end up going to an event, and then during the week on a Tuesday or on a Thursday, I would upload the videos and so on. So yeah, definitely, I'm trying to get a full time job. I'm not in no rush. Today, like I said, I had an interview. I think it went okay, but yeah, I mean, if it suffers, it suffers. I'm also trying to get an afternoon gig, just because I like to be busy all the time, and I don't know. This is just a side hustle, fun type of thing. If it continues to grow, then that would be, excuse me, that's a pledge. Like I said, I already fulfilled my mission, which to me amazing builders, and so I'm sure it will suffer a little bit, but we never know. For now, I still keep trying to get interviews during the week so I can provide more stories for you guys, and we'll see what happens if I get hired. Um, then yeah, I'm not able to do any interviews during the week. But the weekend stuff, I'm always going to keep my weekend available because this is what I like to do. I like to wake up early and I like to go to car meets or go interview people. So that's not going to stop. So if obviously nobody cancels or anything like that, then for sure at least one or two videos will come out during the week. And then whenever I can, I'll watch the cars and do things like that. All right, and then I'm gonna answer the last three questions that I see, and then I'm gonna log out. I really appreciate all of you guys. You should go to some car shops that do installs and tunes. Um, and what get the like just do a little story about their shop, because I thought about that. I thought about doing a story about the actual shop and so the services they provide, and just almost like a little documentary type of thing of their business. Um, but then it's very very challenging because it's also like their time to make money and they're working and things like that, and so it's a little bit intimidating. Um, but I definitely want to put myself out there, so I'll try that. I'll look into that. We'll see. Hopefully, you guys enjoy that. Yeah, definitely, man. I've seen some clean cars up in the Bay Area that I would love to go. I would love to go to Seattle. There's an Accord guy out there, Goldie. The owner's his name is Sergio, and so I've been in love with that car for forever since the Honda Society days, and so that's one of the dudes I definitely want to go and be able to interview. What about the 9 Gen Accords? When did they get love? They don't. They're old school and they're Accords. They're whack. Nah, man. We were supposed to meet up with one of my buddies up from San Diego, but scheduling. I'll definitely look for a 9 Gen. Um, I'll definitely look for a 9 Gen that Okay, you say that, but then I don't hear back from you. Shoot me some DM through a DM, Rafa. Shoot me some Nigerians, and then I'll make it happen. That's cool. What job? Counselor. So right now I'm working as a teacher assistant, part time, and then the interview that I had today was for an academic counselor, for a very small school, which is pretty cool. Only 50%. And then the afternoon gig, I'm actually on call for a custodian job, so cleaning in the afternoons. I'm not afraid to go get a custodian job again, even though I have a master's degree. I give two shits what people think about me, and I know the ultimate goal why I'm doing it. And so, but that's kind of the plan. I'm still applying for counseling jobs, but right now I'm teaching. I'm virtual teaching assistant in the mornings, and just, grinding it out, man. Doing this on the side, commenting whenever I go to sleep really late. Yeah, it is very hard putting yourself out there, but you know what? I'm just gonna say this that if you don't, um, you can still grow. I mean, there's some YouTube channels that we don't know who they are, and maybe it's all computerized, and they're 3 million, 4 million subscribers. The lo-fi music, all that stuff. Yeah, but it depends on what type of community or what are you trying to do. The reason I put my face out there is because I put a lot of people's faces out there when I share their stories. So I only think it's fair that I put my face out there, not necessarily because I really care about the. I honestly, for me, when I go to a car meet, if nobody says hi to me at all, I'm cool with that. Like I'm not, my feelings are not hurt. I know some people are like, oh, people don't recognize me. No, no, no. I'm more of a quiet type of dude. I'm walking my little camera. If people say hi, I'm super grateful. I'm always willing to stop by and say hi. But I'm more of a low key type of dude. Like if I just do my thing and nobody, stop me to say anything, and then I'm gonna get back into my car and then go home because I like to get there early and leave early. That's just the way I think. Morike Coops, yes, we'll definitely be working on that. And yeah, man, being a counselor is pretty fun. Pretty fun. But your mental health is always number one. Um, and so pretty much that's kind of what I'm choosing to. I'm taking a step back, and so I'll get back into the counseling realm of things. Peace out, Rob. Peace out, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really, really, really appreciate you guys so much. And we have a Civic SI with the JDM front end and rear end conversion supercharged coming up tomorrow at 5 p.m. So stay tuned. Super cool guy. Um, and after that, we'll see what comes up. So I appreciate you guys, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, morning, wherever you guys are tuning in from. Thank you guys.